Guess who's back? Back again. GoPro rig's back. Here again. Yeah, that's right. Danielle and I actually had a couple of good ideas over the Grand Canyon trip, and I finally got around to implementing them. So let's talk about it real quick. So credit where credit is due, Danielle actually had some really good input when it came to modifications to make to the GoPro rig. One thing that we noticed while we were out at the Grand Canyon is, as awesome as this was, as much positive attention as this got us, when we were trying to film by just setting the camera down, say on a rock ledge or safely near the edge of the canyon, the problem is the good third of the frame was just, oh look, it's the cliff edge, and then you can't see anything beyond that because the camera is sitting so dang close to the ground. So the suggestion that Danielle had is there a way that we could make this so you could interface it to a tripod, either a small one, a large one, but not have to remove the camera from the rig because that'd be kind of a pain. Also, it would come in handy when we're filming the Behind the Adventure show, so we're literally not stacking this on the ice cream sandwich boxes that we had before we started filming, backpacks, bags, you name it, we've done it. So, per her suggestion, I made the most of the solid mount on here and made an opening so I could put in one of those nice brass heat set inserts here at the bottom. So now we can interface this with a 1/4-20 fastener to really anything that has a 1/4-20 fastener on it. Usually that's a tripod, but there's a lot of other options as well. And having that flexibility really is nice to know about. Now beyond that, one thing that I noticed that was kind of frustrating is when I was trying to do some filming of my dad working on some Corvair parts, I had a cable running from my Tascam, which sits on my hip normally, and then ran via a wire up to my Rode microphone, which you can't see, but I promise it's there. The problem is when that wire would rub against things, that sound would get transmitted to the microphone, and being it's a good microphone, it picked it up, Tascam recorded it. So being that I have some money invested in that, I'm not at the point yet where I want to get a wireless microphone set up. I will get one eventually, but we're not there yet. So I decided to add a 1/4-20 countersunk screw here to the top mount. It's nice because you can still use the cold shoe mount just fine, it doesn't matter, but I can take a Tascam and with a shallow 1/4-20 fastener, countersunk, I can now strap the Tascam onto there and either just use the built-in microphones if I'm in a, doesn't have a lot of ambient noise environment, or I can wire it straight into the directional microphone and get better audio. Yes, it is a little kludgy. I do have to, let me take the GoPro off, it's not screwed in. I do have to flip it upside down if I want to change the settings on the Tascam, I want to record it. The nice thing is once you get the settings set right, unless you go from a really quiet environment to a really noisy environment or somewhere in between, generally you don't have to tweak them very much. So I'm not too worried in that department, and it only takes a minute to do that anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. The other last thing that changed on this is I did get around to printing it in the Polymaker Polymide PA6 GF, which is their glass fiber reinforced nylon, and I have to say I love the gray look of this. It's still enough to stand out where you can notice it if you're looking for it, but it's not like the bright orange rigs of the past where it just screamed, "Hi, I'm filming here," which for certain applications is great, other applications not so much, take your pick. But I really, really like how stiff this stuff is. If any of you remember a while back when I literally threw Danielle her rig in the snow. So Danielle needs her camera and she's down there. Yeet! Did a pretty crappy job of printing it, and it literally just snapped in half. And we had to try and complete a trip with a kayaking trip like that, and it was a little nerve-wracking. So I'm hoping this will survive if I ever decide to be stupid enough to be like, "Hey Danielle, yeet," and literally throw the camera. I'm not recommending to do that, but it's an extreme scenario. So that's where we're at with the GoPro rig. It won't be until October that we really get to try this out on a large trip that we have planned. not sharing any of that details yet. But if you guys are interested in any of our trip videos, please go over to Danielle's channel and check it out. And if you're at all interested in that stuff, I'd love it if you guys would drop a subscribe over there. We put a lot of effort into those videos, and it's really awesome when you guys love it. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you here next time on Make It with Calvin.